Hi mums. So I'm going to bring some a study into this and then kind of fuse it with something, some help that I gave a mum actually quite a few months ago, and it's about breastfeeding, but maybe transitioning away from breastfeeding to formula, or it might be relevant if you have a low supply for breastfeeding, if you feel that you're not giving enough to your baby and the baby's hungry. So what happened a few months ago now is that a mum, she said to me, I'm going to give up the breastfeeding. You know, I really want to, but I'm going to go to formula because my supply is just drying up. And she said it's not worth it. That's when it struck me that any amount of breast milk is worth it. It may not be filling your baby up, so you may have to use the formula to fill them up. You may not be giving them enough of the macronutrients, you know, the protein and the fat and the carbs to fill them up. But the tiniest amount of milk will contain literally millions, perhaps billions of other good things. So the bacteria that's in it and just all of these other tiny little biochemicals for the immune system, literally in a teaspoon there's just hundreds of millions of these other ingredients in there that a formula won't have. So a formula will have your basics, your fat, protein, carbohydrate, the sugars, some vitamins and minerals, things like that, but it doesn't contain any of these other bits like particles of foods going across, for example, your immune system that passes, your hormones, the bacteria, all of those things won't be in the formula. So I always have this thing, can we make the formula closer to the breast milk with all of those other things in there? So I said to this mum that actually no, you know, if you're happy to breastfeed your baby a little bit before each meal, and even if they're getting a teaspoon, you know, even if they're taking something, it's going to be helpful. And I think at that time I was thinking about the bacteria, the good bacteria, because even if a baby gets the good bacteria in its mouth, the mouth is part of our digestive system. So it's a continuous tube all the way down and then out. So for example, even if you didn't breastfeed, if you got some breast milk on a teaspoon, put that into your baby's mouth, from there it will go down and get into the system, because that's how it does it anyway. But don't underestimate how much is in just a little bit, and even in the mouth, because they talk about the bacteria, the good bacteria in the mouth. So you can just put it here and it will get through. Okay, so then I was just reading through all the research and I came across this oropharyngeal mother's milk. And that caught my eye because that's kind of what we're thinking about. We're putting oro mouth, pharyngeal, all of this area, getting the bacteria here. So I started to read this, and it's actually on premature babies. So this doesn't quite connect, but it's close. And I want to just say that this whole idea has some science background, but it's in very premature babies, and very premature babies suffer from necrotizing enterocolitis, which is basically a bowel problem, like a horrible, dangerous bowel problem. And there's been studies showing that the probiotics help premature babies because they get over this. Okay, so what they were doing here was helping that by taking some of the mother's breast milk and putting it, like it was on the baby's cheeks, but around here, just so the baby got it in their mouth. So whereas we might use probiotics, they were using the mother's own milk because it contains all this amazing stuff. So they couldn't get it into the baby because the baby was having to be fed. So the baby wasn't breastfeeding, but they used the mother's milk still to get it in here, and it had positive results. But this whole paper goes through all of the benefits of why this is good. So which takes me back to all of you mums can do this. So you may not have this extreme. Your baby may not be premature. You may not be worried about this necrotizing enterocolitis. It's not that extreme. But can we take something then that is beneficial for these babies and think, why not, let's use that for your baby if you're kind of just moving away from breastfeeding, because because it's been shown to have some benefits. Okay, so what I don't know and in the study is that is it of benefit to a baby that isn't premature and all that kind of stuff. So I'm translating something across. But I can see that it would be beneficial. And if you were worried then that, oh, I really want to breastfeed, but I don't have enough, well, give something. So feel good that you're transferring all of these hundreds of millions of other beneficial bacteria and biochemicals across. So they mention here, just by getting this oropharyngeal mother's milk, that it has the lactoferrin, that are things to help the immune system, the growth factors, the sugars, the antioxidants, the good bacteria. It helps balance the immune system response. It helps heal up the gut because they're looking for healing the gut up. So it has all the factors to heal up the gut. It has this SIG-A, which is the immune system in the gut. So they've got it all here to reduce the risk of this bowel problem that these babies have. So that's what this video is about, to summarize. Taking this sciencey type stuff in an extreme and saying you could apply that to you and your baby if you're in this circumstance where you think you don't have enough milk to fill the baby up. Fine, use the formula as you have to fill the baby up and what have you, to keep them healthy. But any minimal amount of your breast milk is going to be really handy. So if you can get them on for a minute before you give them the formula, if you express a little bit and put it in their mouth so they get all that good stuff in their mouth, which they then swallow, even here, even in their nose, and anywhere around here, they're getting it. So it's really beneficial. Don't underestimate how much goodness is in a very, very small amount of your breast milk. So I hope this helps some of you out there. And please do subscribe to the YouTube account as well, Colic by Christian Bates on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of those social media things. And please leave me a comment if you've got any questions, or message me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.